There we go.
We're good?
Yeah,
Jesus
because
Christ.
you can't without taking a billion pauses.
Anyway, welcome to Games Later, where three adults who...
Loosely.
What the fuck? Hang on. What was
See,
this bit again?
intro.
What was this bit again? Emma, I remember you did the best job of this last time. Kick us off?
Yeah, but I blacked out. I'm not supposed to, like...
What?
I didn't write a script or anything. It was, like, improv in the moment.
Alright.
I took a swig
Here,
and I went...
Okay, so the weekly elevator pitch.
And I said, hey, welcome to Games Later.
Oh, you weren't going to continue that?
No.
That's just where that ended?
That's the bit.
Alright. Welcome to Games Later, where three struggling... fucking God.
What?
Struggling? I'm not going to be described as struggling, even if I am, of which I am not.
Welcome to Games Later, where three adults try and prioritize gaming still in their lives, in their very, very confused schedules. Why did I say confused twice? Does that make me not
very
confused?
No,
it's
you're
a double
multiple
negative?
confused. What?
Sure, bro.
It's like...
No, you're double confused now.
Like,
it's not double negative.
Like in Pokemon. Thank you.
Yeah, the producer's giving you notes.
Yeah, the producers are giving me notes. It's really great. Angel, your turn.
Oh yeah, we're here.
Way out here.
Sorry guys, it's like 3 hours later than we usually do this, so you're getting...
Yeah, welcome to Games Later.
Games later.
Later. Oh, you know how like James
no, I'm
Corden
actually
did that
no. You know, it is 9 o'clock PST time, so you know what? We're on time somewhere.
We are.
Yeah, we're on time somewhere.
Yeah, on time.
Wow.
You know how James...
Welcome to Games Later, where three friends endeavor to play games together on time and fail systematically.
Welcome to Games Later, where we're on time somewhere.
One day we'll get there.
As in only for one day, he means.
You know what? Maybe it is only one day. But, you know, one day is all you need. Sometimes. Oh, God. So, I know you guys know this because I haven't stopped bitching about it. But I moved.
Wait, you moved?
What?
Move is complete.
Oh my God, you moved?
Move is complete.
Holy shit! I thought you were talking about it. I didn't think you were serious.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Made me think of Unpacking a lot. You guys play Unpacking?
I do. Actually, my soul wife got it for me for Christmas.
That's true, and today I actually traded for it on the forums. Now I have my own copy.
Ooh, you're from your Humble Bundle?
Yeah, I didn't like this month's Humble Bundle, but it had that game in there, so you know what I did? I scurried over to the Reddit forums of trading, dropped all of these games, and I was like, okay, who wants to offer me Unpacking and Wildermyth? And then I got exactly what I wanted in return.
What'd you get?
Nice.
Thank you so much for asking. Okay, so I gave away... So what I love about trading games, there's like a subreddit, it's called Indie Game Swap. It's specifically for when you have extra Humble Bundle games that you're not going to play, you trade them for other games, or PayPal, or TF2 keys, CSGO keys, etc. So I, as like a mostly cozy gamer, don't end up playing like a lot of like the bigger AAA games. I don't play a lot of FPS. I just don't enjoy them. So those are considered to be the quote like high ticket like value items. So I had a copy of Hell Let Loose. I had a copy of The Quarry, which I already owned, which is why I was going to trade that away. I had like a copy of like a lot of these like big games, Shadow of Mordor, Lord of the Fallen, just things that I wasn't going to play. Like I looked at them. So I put them out there. I said, who wants to give me these two games? Someone came by and he said, I will give you these two games in exchange for Euro Truck Simulator 2 and something with snipers. And I said, you got yourself a deal.
Truck.
Simulator 2.
Oh,
okay, not the first one.
God
the
forbid,
second.
Yeah.
And because I had no interest in that, I was like, oh yeah, easy trade, I'll make that immediately. And he goes, you have a lot of other games that I really want. I will also trade those to you for $50. And I said, okay, how about this? Let's make that trade later in the month when there's a sale going on, and then you can get me some stuff from my wish list.
Yo, the negotiation level that's happening here.
Wow.
I've actually been trading on this forum since I want to say either 2016 or 2017. And I have ranked my way up in Flare promotions. I'm at a mid-tier level Flare promotion of Proven Trader.
Do people? So
Yeah.
you have like a trader rep now.
You have to have a rep page whenever you post on these forums. You have to say, this is my rep page. I have 10 because they used to archive the old ones so you couldn't update anymore. You had to have like the amount of confirmed trades. Every time you confirm a trade, you post it in the comments, and the other person who made the trade with you must then reply back and say, yes, this is confirmed, or to be a real trade.
That's a good way to vet out people who are like gonna scam people, though.
Yeah.
It's
very much so.
Way too easy, sadly, to scam people.
They basically just made their own, like, what? Could you even compare it to eBay? Or
kind of, or like a swap meet.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say more of a swap
all
meet.
within Reddit, though. That's impressive.
All within Reddit.
Yo, but like Reddit has become, especially with like subforums, I feel like it's become its own community where you can like meet a lot of people with similar interests that you just can't find in other places. Because like Discord is so invite only.
Yeah.
Where do you kind of meet people just generally of common interest? But you just search whatever you want, add Reddit, you will find a subreddit.
No, that's true.
At the end. I want to figure out why my washing machine isn't working. Reddit.
Reddit.
There is one.
Yeah.
I have
Reddit.
social anxiety. Reddit. I hate my mother-in-law. Reddit. Am I the a-hole? Reddit.
Reddit.
AIA. Yep.
I live to watch those. It's my little guilty pleasure.
Oh my gosh, the videos of the Minecraft jumping in the background too. Am I the asshole? This is parkour. I love those videos unless they can't do good parkour. If they're missing, I actually get really frustrated.
I was gonna say
I've
never seen one without bad parkour, but like, how did that become a thing? How did Minecraft
it's in the background?
parkour? Yeah, but like Minecraft parkour AIA. Like, can someone Urkel, go do a deep dive, and Emma, but
Say Urkel?
Yeah, Emma's Urkel.
Come up with the following answers. I don't know, because he's out of date
ChatGPT?
on his like relevant memes. Name like who's like
Urkel
the most
will
popular
always
meme?
will forever be relevant. Urkel will never not be relevant.
I'm sure if you ask a 14-year-old right now, ask the producer right now.
Ask Emily. Ask the producers, because the producer is practically Gen V.
Producers, do either of you know who Urkel is? You know who Urkel is? Yeah.
That's too long. It tells me
no.
no.
They knew who Urkel was.
That was a long pause,
The
bro.
producers.
Yeah. Fake.
The producers Googled it.
No, the producer. Well, to be fair, one producer just knew Urkel as, the guy with the pants up to here. And
so they know
I'll take
Urkel.
that. I'll take that.
Close
That's
enough.
they still knew who I was talking about.
Loosely.
But
I'll give it to you.
I do want to know, like, how do we find the history of like the Minecraft parkour?
I don't know, because Minecraft parkour has been around for like a lot longer than the story times of Am I the Asshole have been. Like, Am I the Asshole used to be like just like a text-based thing.
Yeah.
And then
that is true.
Minecraft was the visual parkour, and now here we are marrying the two into its own new subgenre.
Because you need something to watch. Because I don't actually read Am I the Assholes. I listen to them because it's it's like it's now in the form of shorts a lot. Or there's literally reaction channels that are generally just reading them, giving their own reaction and reading the comments. And also, you know why I like those? They will go find the update for you. I hate when people do not paste the update or the part 2. That should be a crime.
I need the update 1, update 2, update 3, and then I want the response from the other person's perspective.
Yes, when you just give me the part 1, I'm like, I will literally block that channel for doing that to me.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, I'm like, don't come up on my feed again. If you can't do your job properly, don't do it at all. I'm not interested. Either post the whole thing, post a link, or post in your comments. If you can't do that, I have nothing to say to you. Please exit the chat.
What about what's the other one? The subway riders? That's another background I've seen.
Oh, Subway Surfers?
Oh.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, with the mobile game.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, when you're on
when you're running.
The running one.
Is it jumping? Like, do people like just seeing things jump while
I think
shit's
it's something,
read to them?
It's so mindless that it's because I've also seen baking, like someone decorating a cake in the background.
Oh yeah, those ones, it depends for me, because
I think it's just
like
something so mindless that you're not paying attention to, but you're also paying attention to it.
Yeah, you're kind of invested, but you don't like get too invested unless something really weird is going on. Like one time I saw someone like was making like a cake, then like broke like a bottle and put like a piece of glass in there, and I was like,
What?
hello. So immediately I stopped paying attention to the story. I ran to the comments, and everyone's like, "Are we not talking about the glass? Who's eating that cake? They served it." The entire comic section, I don't want to say comic of this. We don't need to give it any more attention. But the whole comics, I was like, I understand why this one was so popular because we're all concerned about the broken glass bottle that's inside this cake.
Yeah, fair.
No,
fair
fair.
enough. Yeah.
But no, I feel like if you just had a black screen though, and you're just reading the text that's being read to you, you would lose interest. I think the colors help engage you.
I guess. Okay,
loosely.
fair enough.
Because if I'm just looking at a black screen, it's just read to me.
I think not all games would work in the background. Because do you remember Temple Run?
Yeah. There's too much happening in that one.
Really? Yeah, but for the subway fuckers one, there's not too much happening. Like
I don't know why I'm not paying attention fully to what's happening. Like I'm half watching, whereas Temple Run there was like alligators and like some other shit that was happening.
Like, as far as level design goes and UI, there's still enough shit happening. Because in this context, you're just the game is just background visual. Like it's not even the main focus. So like what makes a good background for an AIA reading versus a bad one? Like if I put Baldur's Gate 3 on.
That's too much.
No, that's
too much. You're doing too much.
The UI for Baldur's Gate 3 gives me anxiety sometimes. There's too much on the
No, there's so much on that. Play Armored Core.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 4. But fucking what was it? I always envisioned like maybe like a city or like a resource management game or a building game would be good for that. Not like a parkour game. You know what I mean? Because it's like methodical.
Maybe.
I hear what you're saying, but I think I stay on the opposite side of that. I think if it's one camera angle looking like straight down, like let's use like Factorio for example. So your whole point is you're making like giant conveyor belts of systems that are like moving things and like automating it. I feel like the one camera angle and the only like kind of movement you're getting is like up and down, and then you're clicking it, like you're moving stuff. Sure, like the actual animations are very quick, but I feel like it's very static. Versus when we are like Minecraft and we are in Subway, like because we are following the characters, like we are in it, like we're all like, yeah, where are we going to go next? Like tell me more in the background while I'm focusing on this movement. Versus if I have to look around the screen myself, like my eye always knows where that center character is while they're jumping and while they're moving. Versus if I have to look around the screen to see what's happening, I'm paying attention too much to that. I'm maybe not listening. I've lost my attention span.
Okay. That actually checks out. Yeah.
That tracks.
Should we A/B test this? Should we all find an AIA to read over gameplay footage and then see like what?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see which was
That's our next time.
Absolutely. Let me write that down on my.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down too. So I remember to go get it.
Wait, Emma, didn't you have a fucking PowerPoint presentation you wanted to share with the class?
You made a PowerPoint for what?
I did.
Did you make it?
What do you mean for what?
I mean of. I said of what?
Yeah, so you're not paying attention to me when I'm speaking to you? Who are you? A partner? Unbelievable.
Do I need to break out the marriage counselor hat again this sentence?
No.
Listen. Okay, I don't understand how you don't constantly have Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons in your thoughts.
Oh, right. That's what you said. Yes, I do remember.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, first off, we context switch. I did not get context of the context switch. I was like, what presentation is she talking about? Oh, right. It's about the Harvest Moon and Seasons comparison in history, which is riveting. What? I'm excited to hear.
Are you saying otherwise, mayhaps?
I did not say that. I said it's...
Are you insinuating that it may not be one of the most interesting things of your evening
I'm
to know
sure
about the history of these
it
games?
is just captivatingly...
Thank you.
Interesting.
Here, look.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Yes.
Angel and I will make a drinking game based on the PowerPoint.
Oh my god, yes.
So...
yes.
Yeah. Every time you learn something new and you appreciate the work
I feel like this is something where she's going to say the history upon which this was founded a lot.
How crazy do you think this is going to be? Okay, it obviously starts at a very, very simple area. It's going to say, okay, the game in 1996 was first released by Natsume. Yeah, we're not that far back. Is 1996 that far back?
Yes. Do you know what year it is?
It's 1990.
Back in my day.
Back in my day when we were at 16-bit. Oh,
were you alive for that?
I was 2.
Oh, okay. It's 16-bit. Okay.
Oh yeah, SNES.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
what year did the SNES come out?
92?
92?
94 maybe?
91 in North America.
Okay. And then the NES came out in the 80s then.
You definitely weren't around for that.
I was not around for that.
No, you might have been walking around in somebody's, I'm not going to say it on camera for obvious reasons, but you weren't not.
And by someone's, you mean my parents.
You were in someone's back pocket. Let's just leave it at that.
Back pocket, sure.
Sorry. The parents, Jen. Gamer parents.
Yeah.
Gamer parents.
I had a great moment, and Emma, actually, I'd love to pick your brain a little bit more about this, and well, both your brains actually, but I had the great moment, which I feel like happens in every relationship where like one person is really into games and then the other person isn't, where I had to explain why Final Fantasy is called Final Fantasy and yet there's like 60 of them out. And then just like I was like I so distinctly remember where I was when I learned why that was the case, and I just feel like it's just like a piece of like gamer lore that every gamer knows. But like then like seeing someone else process the absurdity of that titling and the situation is just so funny. It's like, aren't there like, she said I think like 20 of them, and I'm like, there's actually more.
And did you break out the PowerPoint?
I did not break out the PowerPoint. But
missed opportunity.
No, yeah, I was like, well, back in like 1992. When was the first Final Fantasy? It was like 94, 96 or something like that?
1987, December.
1987? Are you serious?
Yes, it's the first Final Fantasy. It was originally for the NES, but then it was remade a bunch of years later.
God.
And later it was also packaged with Final Fantasy 2. However, I'm pretty sure that is not the first Final Fantasy that came to North America. That, I believe, is Final Fantasy 4.
Really? So the first 3 Final Fantasies didn't even make it across the Pacific?
No.
To be fair, distribution back then probably isn't what it is today.
Well, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Especially because you're competing with like arcade games at the time too. Like, you have Pac-Man that's already been around. Like now you're gonna get people to sit down and you're gonna explain to them what Phoenix Down is.
That's true too, because like back then consoles were still. Have you seen like old prices of like the NES?
That is why I held on to my Nintendo. I have my Nintendo 64. I have the orange see-through one. I will never let that go.
Dude,
that's like incredible. $500 now.
Dude, that like colored see-through like plastic is such a vibe.
Yeah, it's I had that, and I had like the blow-up chair.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like the monitor that was like, it was like white, but it had the trim around it with the see-through. Like I was like I was like obsessed. My controllers, incredible. I was obsessed with that whole energy.
Aesthetic, yeah. I would love to get a case that has that.
Ooh.
That styling. Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like us as a group, it's very funny because things are very much like we're so integrated into all the new age technology and everything, but we all still remember a lot of like the quote older like technology.
Yeah.
Like N64 was my first console. I could talk all day about that.
Yeah. I remember when I had to become a technician and mechanic whenever that thing wouldn't work and be like, all right, let's bust it open.
Yeah.
Get there blowing the cartridge like that's going to help.
Well, also, yeah, like how did that rumor start?
The blowing the cartridge?
Yeah, wait, it's a rumor?
Yeah, it turns
out
that's
a proven technology.
Well, no, I heard that that's a rumor, and that actually damages the cartridge more. Blowing it damages it more.
Maybe, but guess what? It worked.
That's the thing, too. I remember, like...
Well, because the logic was, there's dust in there. Let me get it out.
That is it.
And if you didn't have one of those the pressurized cans to clean it out...
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense. Well, actually, it kind of makes sense in the sense of they didn't have a case that you would store them in the way they came in the box. So you had it exposed the entire time.
Yeah, you know what? I never thought about that. You're
right. It's sitting there open, and anything can get onto this. Like it's like a computer with its whole motherboard out, and anything can just come touch it at any point.
That's
it's just
really good way of thinking about it now, actually. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I got to get the dust out because I haven't played it in like a few days, and dust apparently got inside.
Yeah. There's this really interesting documentary on the launch of the PlayStation 1 specifically, and just like what a process it was to get like discs like formatted to store video games, like CD-ROMs, because it was cartridge between I think it was the Genesis, Sega Genesis, and then the SNES. So like I mean, it's crazy to think like now that we're like all just like downloading digital only, but like that it was revolutionary and like completely unfounded that like a CD-ROM can't handle a video game. It's like, or like a CD-ROM for console can't do it,
Yeah.
It's like only a PC can do that.
Hot jokes on them now.
Yeah.
Although, just to comment on that, I feel like I'm still at the point in my life where I prefer having the physical copies for everything except for whatever I get on my PC.
Yeah.
When I one day buy my Switch, I will be getting... I will be purchasing everything physical copied. I've been saving for my Switch for so long. I'm about almost halfway. I'm just over halfway. Yeah, because I didn't want to
talk about this for like 3 years.
A little longer. So all the money I've been saving up has just been like coins and like change and like any cash.
That
I'm, like,
literally
not
mean
using.
Like change. Okay,
Oh,
I thought
wow.
you were like
Okay.
putting aside money diligently.
I was like, so you're literally just like loose change. You have a loose change fund
Why don't
for your Switch.
Why don't you do your next Twitch goal that buy Emma a Switch?
Oh my
so
god, Emma.
So
oh my god.
It was like a little thing my parents got me for Christmas. You can like twist like the nutcrackers around and stuff. So you can like line them up. And I was like, yeah.
Emma's Switch fund.
So, but I will say, I did get some cash in there. So I have like a little bit of cash.
Witness
this one's
our
American
colorful money.
Yeah.
Our colorful money.
Don't even get me. We'll do this another day. Don't even get me started on the weird green stuff that's in here. Okay, this is odd.
Is that American?
Yeah, I have it hidden in there for a reason.
Yeah,
and then I
How
have
many euros in there?
I have this many.
Good lord.
In coin.
I feel like by the time you get a Switch, some of those coins won't be in circulation anymore.
I was gonna say, I think by the time you get that Switch, the new one will have come out.
Well, that's what I'm also hoping for too. At this point, because I've been waiting for so long, there are teasers and rumors about the Switch too. So I figured, okay, maybe I should just hold off a little bit.
Yeah.
However, do I also really want the Zelda themed Switch? Yeah.
You better hope it doesn't get discontinued.
Tears of the Kingdom one or the
Tears of the Kingdom
first one?
Tears of the Kingdom one.
No, they don't have
it might be discontinued.
I mean, they probably stopped production on it already, but like, there's enough scalpers and not insane research.
I've seen them in every single like video game physical store that I've gone to in the past while. Even when I was in New York, I saw them there. I just touched it briefly.
You touched it just to know what it felt like?
Yeah.
Just to know what it felt like.
Because at this point, like, I could probably get like a Generation 1 non-OLED Switch for all the money in my tin.
Yeah. So,
however,
so are you like putting like money from your job to that, or is this like literally just change you find lying
like
around?
Birthday gifts and like parents' money that they just be like, "Hey, have a 5, kiddo."
Got it.
Oh my gosh! Actually, I found 5 cents in the street today. So
that went in there.
Oh,
yeah,
I definitely took a chunk off that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're literally. I feel like this is the equivalent of like Animal Crossing it, where you're like selling fruit to like save.
But only fruit. I'm not min-maxing the turnip market.
Yeah, the turnip market.
I don't know
for a while. People were like psychotically treating the turnips as a stock market for a little while. That went a little crazy.
Yeah, that went a little bit out of hand.
Like people were in real life scalping stuff for turnips.
Oh my gosh, you would have to pay, like, if you had a good deal on your island for like however much, right? Then what you would do is you would say, if you e-transfer me however much money, you are allowed to come have my friend code to come to my island to sell your turnips at an absurd price. Like, we were making real money.
Were making real money. They cared that much that they would go find people and do this. There was a subreddit for it, actually.
Really?
Everything has a Reddit.
And like, yeah, there was even a Discord for like you'd place your daily price and then what your offer was, and like for a while this was like a viable business model for some reason.
So this was like just the pre-GameStop or GameStop Wall Street thing. Like this was the warm up to that.
This has been going on ever since, I guess, Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Yeah. Well, that also like, you know, that game dropped right as the pandemic hit, so just everyone was looking for something.
Yeah, New Horizons.
So,
It is true. We were going stir crazy between that and hoarding toilet paper and paper towel and Lysol wipes.
Yeah.
And then that's where I was about to like bite the bullet, and I was gonna go switch them. They were sold out everywhere because everyone bought them for the pandemic. So I was like, oh, great.
No, that's when I got mine. Finally. Yeah.
So you're the reason.
Yes, I actually bought.
You single-handedly bought the. Yes.
Yeah.
You ruined my happiness. I have a question for you, and I need you to answer it quickly. Okay. When is the last time you played on your Switch?
Like 6 months ago, because I lost one of the Joy-Cons.
So not only you disrespect me, you disrespect the House of Games on a time like this.
At my daughter's wedding.
Me. On my daughter's wedding, you disrespect me. You haven't touched it in 6 months. You lost a Joy-Con.
It's also the Pikachu and Eevee special edition one.
You deny me the chance of Animal Crossing happiness. You tell Bunny, no, you're not worth it for 6 months. Unbelievable. You're done to me. Kick him outside, boys.
Execute him. Oh Lord, no. But my roommate has a Switch controller that she's lending me, so I'm gonna fire that bad boy up soon.
Ooh.
See, you have to.
Well, no. The reason it's been so long is because I've just been trying to find like a left Joy-Con replacement, just a single one. But for the longest time, I tried to find the Joy-Con because since it's a special edition Switch, you know, the Joy-Con has just like it's like a different color. And then when I finally bit the bullet, it was like, all right, it's just gone. I don't know where it went. They only sell, you know, Joy-Cons in the pack. And I was like, well, I don't want to pay like, what is it, 80, 90 USD for like, and I'm only going to need one. So it's always on my, like, when I have a little extra cash.
You get it like off of like Facebook Marketplace or something?
Maybe there was an eBay seller actually that I was looking into, and it said it was pretty reputable, but I think one comment said like it's like they would break after a few months. So it's
You know where I bet you could find one?
Where?
Reddit. Go to r/single Joy-Con. I guarantee you that exists, and you'll be able to get it.
Should we call this episode a plug for Reddit?
Yeah. Sponsored, not sponsored. Everything has a Reddit.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Retweet.
No. r/everything has a Reddit.
Everything has a Reddit. That's our Reddit. Oh, you know what?
One day we're going to have a Reddit.
Yeah.
One day we'll have a Games Later. r/Games Later.
And then
pulling up old videos to being like, why did they talk about nothing for an hour?
That's not true. We talk about a lot of things, such as, let's talk about the original question that Heidi had, which is, have you guys played Unpacking?
Yes. We answered that question. Yes, and then you recently got it, and then we went off on a tangent.
We dribbled.
Did you play Unpacking, Jaime?
Yeah, loved it.
How far did you get?
I finished the whole thing in one sitting, like 3 hours, I think.
Wow,
you ripped through that.
Dude,
you unpacked the whole game.
That game was, I mean, that game deserves every word it got. That game.
It's so soothing.
It's so good. Yeah, but it gets really sad at one point. I haven't played it in a little bit because I'm at the point where Angel's not at this point, so I can't say it, but I'm at the point in which things change and I'm mad. I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm like, why are we here?
Hang on, without spoiling, are you in the black and white room?
Yeah, I've just moved
apartment. The modern apartment. Yeah, that's where things. Yeah,
I'm in university still.
Okay, which one?
A great era.
There's two. Yeah, that's not spoiler, is it?
Well, we're about to find out. How many roommates do you have, Angel?
One.
Okay.
Is there? Wait, you get more?
So, anyway. The sky is blue.
Yeah.
That's
I was like, how many roommates? I only have one. What are you talking about? I was so confused.
No, I think for me too is like just because like I moved around a decent amount of time. I mean, fuck, I was counting it. This is my 13th place of residence.
So basically, you're a nomad.
Not really. I don't really think I am. Although Emma, you moved around a decent bit, didn't you too?
I also moved around a lot because we were in the military, my family.
Yeah.
So you have to move every 3 years at least, and then from there, I was like moving from schools and like back away.
Yeah.
From like even when I went to school somewhere, I'd be moving houses within the school years. In both of my degrees, I moved twice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's intense, yeah.
And yet the world brought you back to us.
Yeah, I mean that was a game that like really tugged at something visceral with me. I was like, oh fuck, because you have your and it's interesting because like once you never like see yourself, right, like the character. Well, I guess you do at one point, but like like there's really no character or sprite or anything, but it was so amazing.
But that's
like
good. It personalizes it. It makes you feel like you're experiencing it.
No, yeah, and it was amazing how like a game where I never saw my character, I was like, I know this person, I know what they're feeling, I know what they're going through, and even like moving sensibilities. It was so funny. It's like, yeah, of course you have your stuffed toys box and everything, you have your board game box and everything, you have your you designate everything.
Oh my god, that's true. Do you remember? Did you know where to put the GameCube? Was it in your kitchen?
I did not put the GameCube in my kitchen.
GameCube
that was
not
a big
go
thing,
in the
though.
kitchen.
A lot of people didn't know what a GameCube was, and they put it in the kitchen. The game was like a toaster. Remember when it first came out?
I did hear about that. Yeah.
They thought it was like a rice cooker or something, so everyone put it in the kitchen. They didn't know what it was.
God, see, this is what I mean. It's like we remember all the old guard, but then we're like, but we know all the news. We see things come out and like, wow, it's a great reference to us, and then we hear about all these other new people playing it, and like, what's a GameCube?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want to die a little inside when I hear you say that.
Yeah, I think that the latest TikTok to make me feel really old was like this guy who's like so we showed my coworker some music that I listened to when I was a kid, and it was Don't Trust a Hoe, and he was just like, what the fuck is this garbage? And I'm like, you shut your whore mouth.
Don't you ever call 303 garbage. They are producers now. They've written some of the best new songs ever. They've written for written. They have musically penned music for artists such as Ariana Grande, Katy Perry, like all these like new huge stars. That is 303. Wow.
They don't remember, or worse, they hear a sample of that and be like, oh, that's from so-and-so. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not from that. They did not. What do you mean?
See, they did not. Like that's when I started realizing it's like, oh, so this is what like, I don't know, people who were like listening to like what Salt and Pepper and like MC Hammer were feeling like when
we're like, oh, hearing it ours. Because now everything is, I feel like TikTok's made it worse because everything is a challenge or a line stolen from challenge, which is like, so you just hear this one snippet and you're like, I know where that's from. It's not because it's created. Also, just on a random tangent, the fact that TikTok, you can just take any audio anywhere and make it yours for content. It's kind of wild to me. That's like, and you don't have to credit them. Like I saw one where it was a comedian talking about how his jokes are just stolen by TikTokers and they just post it and they get the laughs, but it's not their joke. And they can just have themselves lip syncing to it. And it's like,
and then someone stole that, lip synced it, and didn't have credit for sure.
Yeah, and it's just wild to me that like there is no protection for the arts or anything. Like video games to a certain extent, you can like protect certain type of tech or at least certain types of methodology, but a lot of creative
stuff,
tech. Yeah, it's hard though, especially for gaming. Like one of the biggest things I know a lot of companies are facing right now is like AI and Chat GPT. Like it's taking over so many roles, like in terms of research aids, in terms of voice acting, and a lot of people are almost being used to create their automated replacement for a lot of tools and systems, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, I know like the sub voice actors, you're like, for the gaming, like motion capture and voice actor, like they're preparing to strike as well, and I think you could make the argument it's already they're already a little bit behind the ball, unfortunately. I mean, everyone in every industry is when it comes to AI, but
it just snuck up on you. Like even narrative writing. So a lot of the lore you see is completely getting created by
ChatGPT,
a bot right now, and there's no laws against that yet. So how do you even, if you steal it from another game's lore, you steal it from something, there's no way to prove any of that.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like you could rip off all of, like, let's say Mortal Kombat's lore and just remake it as like Combat Mortal, and there you go.
Spelled with a C.
With a C.
Yeah.
And it's like when you have all those games like Apex and Overwatch. You go on like any app store, you will find some made up version of it with similar heroes
Paladins.
or legends. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. You just like rinse and repeat, and you can have like the exact same thing and just follow the recipe.
Yeah. This is a tangent from that, but talking about paladins brought a core memory to my head. I have a cousin. She's not dead. I have a cousin who, like, when I saw her one time in New York, we were having dinner. This is like 6-7 years ago or something, and she could name every single hero from Paladins. And I was like, why do you have?
Why do you have that knowledge?
That's so weird, guys.
It's like
so crazy.
Why do you know this? Do you know all the heroes from Paladins, Emma?
She knows all the heroes from Dead by. She knows all the killers from Dead by Daylight and all the survivors by heart, probably.
Okay, sure, but that's a game that's still relevant. Paladins was never relevant.
It was for a while. It did pretty well.
Did it?
You don't want to know all of the vegetables and which seasons are popular in Harvest Moon. You don't want to know what time Gray leaves his grandfather's shop every day, including the day that it rains, and where he hangs out after.
So you're a stalker, is what I'm hearing.
Of course she's a stalker.
Okay, how else are you supposed to get the people to marry you? But you have to follow their every single move and then figure out what they like and then force them to
Joe, from you, can you
day.
chill? Like, what is this?
All right,
okay,
I'm gonna follow
you. The two of us, I have been married at least 15 times, Angel. How about you? No divorces. Only murder.
So what is this? What is this called when you have that many marriages?
Serial
winning.
No, that's not what it's called.
Yeah, but that implies you've been
when you get married in a Harvest Moon, no, they just died. If you get married in a Harvest Moon,
did you kill
them? They all conveniently died?
Yeah, or you erase the file and then they're dead, virtually.
So you murder, is what I'm hearing. You murder your...
You like
so you're a murdering polygamist. You're a murdering polygamist. Got it. You're a stalking, so you'll stalk them, figure out everything about them to make you the one they want, marry them, kill them off, and then rinse and repeat.
Well, I want you to know that they still have heart events with their rival lovers. Like, I still have to witness that, but I can still win in the end.
I don't know how to respond to that. So
you'll
be like dating. No. Let's get into this. So you've got, what did you say his name was? Gray?
Yeah.
So you have Gray, and then let's say Muffy walks by and you seduced her last season, and then you're over that.
Well, no, that's okay because Muffy's in a different series, so she's in like a parallel universe. So I can marry Muffy and Gray at the same time.
So you're a polygamist in the multiverse. Got it.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I bought the same version of Harvest Moon, but you just change the gender of your main character and the rest of the game is completely the same, just so I can date other people.
So you weren't just playing two separate save files. You were playing two separate save files on two different copies of the game you bought. Emma, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, but one of them is for girls, one of them is for boys, so I could marry the
gameplay is exactly the same.
Yeah. This
was just so you could...
Wait, but you couldn't start a new save file and switch genders. You had to.
No. So that was also a big thing. Like when Harvest Moon in like the mid 2010s started having you could allow to pick which gender you could have. That was revolutionary.
It was originally only guy. It was only a male character, and there was like Muffy. I forgot the other girl's name.
Luna.
Yes.
Nami.
Oh, I loved Nami. I should have remembered that.
And if you tried hard enough, Harvest Goddess.
You seduced a goddess?
You can, yeah. Do you not know about the secret romanceable characters? You can also marry a Kappa.
What is a Kappa?
You mean like
he likes cucumbers.
No.
Yeah.
Is that a human?
No.
Aren't they like they're in The Witcher. They're a monster in The Witcher, aren't they?
But what is it in Harvest Moon?
He's this cute little green guy. He's kind of rude. all the time, and also if you get married to him,
That's
he doesn't live in the house with you.
Okay, Jaime, I need you to put on screen what a Kappa from Harvest Moon is right now, just so you guys see what she seduced.
Okay, no, I didn't date the Kappa, but I did.
What did you do with the Kappa?
No, I just said I could have if I wanted to. I just gave him 6 cucumbers.
So you're a bestiality-loving polygamist in the multiverse that's a murderer.
I'm only a bestiality
and apparently
person
a weird cultist for religious goddess of harvest.
There's only one game in which they
Did you sacrifice your lovers to this goddess? Like, what happened here?
No,
I have so
I
many
gave her
questions.
flowers.
What kind of flowers? Ooh. Is that a euphemism?
No, her favorite. She likes some flowers and not the others. Actually, there's one.
How do you stalk a god?
She only lives in one place. She lives right next to the hot springs. I go every day. She's not going to leave.
She's not even omnipotent.
Whoa. Yes, she is. She knows how many steps I've taken in the game.
So she's clearly she clearly has seen you messing around with everything, every Tom, Nook, and Nary that you can find. Like, there's no hole you haven't plugged at this point.
Actually, you're not allowed to date multiple people, except for in the later versions of the games. So I only plugged one hole after marriage.
So you murdered them and plugged the other.
No.
Okay.
I like just thinking about this. Like, can you imagine, like, if like video games were never invented, or like removing that Emma did this with a video game series, just like linking that behavior. If you were to remove,
it's called a misdemeanor.
Yeah,
it's called a crime.
So unhinged.
She'd be in jail.
So unhinged.
There are laws about this. Following somebody around, figuring out what they like, and using that against them to seduce them.
I was gonna say
a crime.
See,
using it against him. Vaughn was very happy to receive chocolate every Tuesday and Wednesday.
See, now I'm rethinking my opinions of Stardew Valley and like.
Really, go get them fish.
Well, no, really, what I'm learning is like I guess all these farming sim games are just encouraging stalker behavior.
Oh no, it doesn't stop at farming stuff. She's even gone to the prehistoric era to go multi-polygamy on this stuff. She does this in multiple games.
Yeah, I just haven't learned.
She's dated monsters. She's dated rock. What are they called? Stone Age rock people. She's dated the Harvest Moon era. Like, what haven't you dated?
Yeah, the fantasy one, I would just like to be clear that in the fantasy Harvest Moon games of Rune Factory, you are the monster in one of the games, and in one of the games, only some of the marriage candidates are also monsters, but of course I chose to smash the guy who turns into a horse.
Of course.
Of course.
Boy.
Okay, I want you to know that there's going to be 2 PowerPoints next time. The first one is going to be lore and history of Harvest Moon and the change of names, and the second one's going to be
horse fucking.
No, it's just smash or pass my bachelors and bachelorettes that I married.
That'd be fun, actually. Smash or pass on certain characters.
If we all did this, if we all did this for different franchises.
Yeah, let's do that. Everyone bring like a series of characters and let's play Smash or pass with certain gaming characters.
I'm 100% down for this. Mine is just going to be Garrus Vicarian for like 7 slides.
Oh, but different angles, different Grandmasters.
Oh my god.
Oh lord. Well, we're just about at the 50-ish minute mark. Actually, we can. Yeah, we're at the 50-minute mark about, so
well, if you guys would like to wrap up, I would love to know, what are you guys playing right now? What's your game of the week?
I actually finally started the Cyberpunk 2.0 campaign.
Finally? You just started that now?
Yeah. I'm the only thing I've done significantly different so far, and this is how little I am into the campaign, is I skipped talking to Meredith to get the flathead.
Fun fact, there's a route I didn't know you could take in that I did on one of my runs. Yeah. If you don't talk to Meredith, don't talk to anyone, you just literally go straight to All Foods to get the flathead and you pay them.
Mm-hmm.
When you can come back to there afterwards, and there's a vendor there that you can never usually unlock because you shoot up the place.
Yeah. And what
I never knew that.
Do they have like legendary equipment? And
yeah, they had a bunch of legendary items I couldn't get access to because I just decided not to do anything, because I'm the type who plays a lot. I did a lot of missions before anything, so I had a stupid amount of money, so I could just pay it outright. And there was no Meredith because she doesn't track you because you never talk to her, and so you just pay it outright. You just leave peacefully. You get a vendor.
I did the stupid thing. What I did is I still called her, and then I realized, wait, I remember what happens here. What if I just ignore it? And then so I just left her. So she gave me an angry text saying, I showed up and you no-showed me. You're going to pay. So I think at some point I'm going to get fucked by Militech. So
I'm pretty sure she's in the bottom of an ocean by now.
Oh.
Maybe. I know that
who showed up at the end of the... Yeah, who showed up at the end of your mission?
No one.
Oh, did you pay the money?
No. Shot the place up.
Oh,
so,
wow.
So I pinged her, then killed everyone.
And just left peacefully. Oh,
yes,
okay, so yeah.
So
I wonder if they're both dead.
Maybe.
Archie and her. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, because I still have the flathead. Obviously, you can't not have the flathead, so.
Yeah, just a matter of how you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been playing. Angel, I think I know what you've been playing.
Is it also Cyberpunk?
I'm playing Phantom Liberty, I'll have you know.
Forgive me. Oh, forgive me. My apologies, my fellow Choom. Are you collecting thine eddies for which you need? So those.
Oh, that reminds me. I mean, when you posted that, Emma had a stroke while trying to read it, and I had to post the dictionary so she understood what it was.
I remember her being very upset by that.
Livid. I know. Okay, please put it on the screen, but then let me have a nice dramatic reading for you.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I think it makes perfect sense.
It
took me a second, but I was like, I actually know what they're saying, which is
it's pretty clear.
When your Choom kleps a nova virtue, but the corporal rat netrunners flatline him.
Flatline.
Neither each die, okay? There's too many hard words.
Where's the slate? Yep.
When your Choom kleps a nova virtue, but the corporal rat netrunners flatline him before he can delta with the preem scrolls, now your gonk ass is gonna get 0 by some chromed out solo if you can't fork over the Yetis.
It's so bad. No, it's so bad.
Have me translate that.
Exactly.
Translate that for our viewers.
Yeah, it's when your buddy steals a really good video, I guess,
or
right?
tech, some high level tech scroll. Yeah.
Oh, is scroll? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was a scroll.
Yeah, but then the killers from the big corporations come and blow up his dumbass.
Yeah, but the person who hired him for the job still paid him, so you're gonna get cut if you don't pay them back the money because he did just the job.
Yeah,
that's the solo coming back after you because they'll just go hire a new merc. They don't care. They'll just keep hiring different merc. I love going to missions. You just see bodies of other mercs.
Yeah, and you're like, well.
Oh well.
Throw my hat into the ring.
It just bothered me so much. I was arguing back and forth with Angel about everything. First, she had to translate each word individually to me.
She's like, chew, and she's like...
I was like, why? Why am I getting flatlined because you're being a Delta rat runner? You know, like, it's not my fault that you're corpo. And, like, because you're chipped in, like, brother, like, what's happening? And then she goes, well, it's at your house. You're the accessory. I'm like, why are you chooming me for the eddies at my house?
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh.
I remember in the one Cyberpunk Red campaign we did, Angel, we had a player who...
I had an army of rats.
Yeah, she had an army of rats that stole, I think, like 10 kilograms of drugs from, like...
Skipping Plague Tale Innocence right now.
Dude, no, that... what I love is I was the DM for that, and then in the final mission, because I kind of wanted to get the campaign over with, the person that I'd centered a whole set piece around just couldn't make it, so I'm just like, fuck it, we'll just work around it. So we just did the whole final mission without like one of the star players that I needed there. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But we had this one guy who play, and he really loved the Cyberpunk slang, and the way he said choom, it just sounded like a racial slur. The way he enunciated it and everything, it just didn't sound okay.
Yeah, with the hard M.
Hard cha.
Like it's,
no,
I don't know why.
Say choomba. Because remember choomba?
It's chubata.
Is it? It's like chumbata.
Short for chumbata.
Chumbaka.
Yeah.
But yeah, just every time he said it, I'm like, don't post that.
Yeah, I was like, oh god, I need to cut this or something like that. I was like,
yeah, let's Delta. We were just playing guess that, so I would say words and see if she could guess what they meant.
Yeah.
Or like chipping in, and she's like, "Are you logging in?" I'm like, "No, you're getting cyberware."
Yeah, I was like, oh, like, you know, when you have to pay for something and everyone chips in.
She was most upset that things that have a meaning now got reused instead of just making new words.
Yeah, just be more creative.
I mean, to
As
be
the
fair,
great Shakespeare once said,
that was made in like
elbow.
86? 84? When was Cyberpunk
What,
made?
Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
The tabletop?
Yeah, it was like 80 something.
Mm.
Because it was crazy. It was Cyberpunk 2023, I think.
Mm.
That came out in the 80s. Absolutely nothing. And then Red, and then the game.
That's wild.
Right?
Yeah. It was a good game, though. I enjoy I enjoy Cyberpunk. I'm actually kind of sad that I'm at the end of the game now. Because I'm pretty close to the end. And once I'm done, I don't think there's any more short of getting mods. There's not much else for me to do.
I think
I've done like
unless
so many
you speed run it. We did look this up the other day. Not a
I have
single
no interest
person
in speed running though.
at this moment has sped run 2.0.
Someone beat it 2.0 in like 2 hours or something like that.
No, the original in 2.5.
The original, sorry.
Okay.
But like for me, what I loved about Cyberpunk was the world. I was that person who read every freaking shard that I got. I was going to random houses just to see all the different incidents and seeing like I love that aspect of it, the world and the story. I don't get that if I speed run. And once you've done it once, it loses the meaning to it. Like you're no longer impressed in doing like, oh, that person from that NCP run did this and they were on this computer and like you know it already.
How about
Fun
you,
of
Emma?
discovery.
What
are you playing? She's playing a bunch of games because she's a polygamist.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much for asking. So, on my list of ongoing small games to achievement hunt, of course, we have Bloons Tower Defense 6. I will log into that game every single day until I get the achievement for logging in every single day. I am also playing 12 Labors of Hercules 5, Kids of Hellas. It's a clicker game. Very fun. That I will finish next time we meet. I will be playing Luck Be a Landlord, in which you must pay your rent by winning slot machine games. It's completely random and very fun. Finally, I recently started for the very first time ever, this one's a real game, Tales of Symphonia.
Oh,
wait, really? Oh, that throws me back. I haven't
for the
played
very
that.
first time ever.
Is that on GameCube?
Yeah.
Yes. And now it's on Steam.
Second or third Tales game? Or
actually, it's
there's a few. There's like Tales of Legaia. There's Legends of. Oh, no, what's the other one?
There's Vesperia, Vesperia.
Yeah.
Zillia, Abyss, Tales of Fantasia, Tales of Zestria.
There's so many.
Yeah, Symphonia.
That was a very good series.
Playing for the first time though, and that was like the only really, once you think about like the only kind of alternate to Final Fantasy
that went mainstream. Yeah, most of the other ones, there was a lot of different ones that tried to compete in that category, but they just didn't hit the widespread genre impact that Final Fantasy. Like there's so many games that are very similar to them, but there's something about that particular brand that is just so iconic that you can't take their market share. It's the same with like Nintendo with Mario Kart, Mario Party, or anything like that, or like even Fortnite. Like it's so hard to take market share from something that's so iconic like that, or like Mortal Kombat. Like then you think about 2v2 fighting games, you have Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, and Smash Brothers. Like those are the four.
Yeah. Well, Smash Brothers.
Other than that,
that's like a platform fighting game or whatever. So even
but nothing else is. Things have come. There's been so many other variations. Remember the Nickelodeon one that came out for a little while, but none of them can like.
Oh yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom. Like they kind of like tried, and in theory, like they were going to be great, but just never ended up.
They're still around too, but they're, from what I understand, they're just very niche, and the fighting game scene is already so niche. So it's like, to be a niche is.
Because I feel like people grew up on these games, and you have to either invest the decades into getting the next generation. You can't just kind of like come with a one shot, hope it does well, and build from there. You have to come ready to build that brand because like they've put in that work. Like I think Mario Kart 8, when I looked it up, I think they grossed something in the tune of like 103 million in their first year. It was like something crazy.
Wow.
But they didn't start there.
Copies shipped or
copies shipped.
Yeah.
And then that's not even the digital downloads.
Yeah, that's not even counted. That's not. I don't think that's total. I think that's just thing. But just you can't do that with. It's very hard to do that on a new breakout game, and I feel like it's very hard to invest in that kind of
Yeah.
legacy.
Well, people don't want to take risk now, too.
That
Market
is so
aside,
true.
but it's
It's a scary market, and like so many games fail, but like if you don't take risks, you can't penetrate.
You get Call of Duty. I know we said we wouldn't badmouth franchises off this game, but you get Call of Duty.
I'm not bad mouthing any franchise in this. I love all franchises. I'm just saying it's in a world where so many things are,
you're risk averse.
Yeah, you can't be risk adverse and get ahead, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's just, you can't just copy something, slap a new label on it, and then expect it to be as amazing as the original, because they have first move advantage. They were there first. They had the branding first. That is the association. It's like how we say, this is gonna be a stupid example, but we say Kleenex instead of tissue paper. Why? Kleenex is a brand, but it is so ingrained. When I say I want to search something, I say Google. I don't say Ask Jeeves or Yahoo or DuckDuckGoose or any of that other stuff. I say Google.
Did you know Band-Aids aren't even Band-Aids?
Yeah.
What are they called?
Thank you. I couldn't even tell you.
I think they're called like medical adhesive or something like that.
Oh, yeah, but Band-Aid is the brand.
Yeah, but like something like that. It's like if you want to go anywhere in a taxi, you're gonna Uber, whether it's Lyft or any of the other stuff. It's Uber.
Yeah, you're gonna Uber.
Yeah.
It's just, you have to invest in that brand power, and just not many companies are willing to do that because it's very expensive and it's a high risk. You have to go in being like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to protect this, knowing that if I do this for like 5-10 years, I'm investing for the future. Like look at FIFA and like NBA 2K, like they but then after you can milk it for 1,000 generations once you get
why would you change it though, to be fair,
Yeah. But no one else can touch them. There's so many other versions, like Mario Kart. There was like the Crash Mario Kart. There was a Nickelodeon's one. There's
one now.
There's a Shrek one. There was
but that also
there was
comes
a
from
Disney
like Diddy
Speedway
Kong Racing.
Yeah, but no one can touch. But Mario Kart's still untouched.
Well, I would say the one thing I would say is like a big genre-defining game was actually, to go back to Farming Sim, Stardew Valley, which was based on obviously Harvest Moon and the Story of Seasons, but that took what was great and then redefined it so much that people who have only ever played Stardew Valley will now call other games a Stardew-like. Just like we say there's a
genre now.
Souls-like. Yeah. It's a genre.
Yeah.
And if you are not that revolutionary right off the bat, thumbs up.
Yeah.
But if you can own a category like that, like you're unstoppable at that point. If you can get there first, but you have to believe and you have to have the money behind it, and that's a very hard thing to do in this economy when venture capital is like, it's tight right now.
It's like, I understand that, like, there have been a lot of breakout hits that I think have done something new and have also been like commercially successful enough, to warrant sequels, but like it's hard to do that. Like, it's like, I know there's a lot of people saying it's like, oh well, then like this is an excuse to like green like every crazy idea. It's like, well, no, like, but
no,
but like,
but
it's
but
like,
that's why I respect companies that have like incubators or like just like innovation centers. Not a lot of companies have those, but they're literally just there to just try things.
Yeah.
Because eventually you will hit a wall, and you will see companies that were once really great fall flat because they couldn't keep up because they just didn't innovate.
You can only re-release Final Fantasy VII 8 times.
Yeah, maybe 10. Well, even then,
no comment.
like, yeah, I mean, like to their credit, this latest re-release is it's a whole new game, literally.
I do want to get it. Like, I'm not even joshing.
Why?
Like,
because they own the category.
Yeah.
And there's lots of other Final Fantasy S games. There's so many fantasy games that I see coming out.
They have like fantasy-like, is that the term? Yeah. Roguelike, Souls-like, yeah. What was the original...
Metroidvania.
Yeah. What was the rogue in roguelike? What game was that?
Well, okay, so is it roguelike or roguelite? Because those are two different things.
I think, isn't it
like
roguelite?
Hades is a roguelite.
Yes, roguelite, if I remember correctly, it takes, those roguelike elements and it makes them slightly more user-friendly, I think, or player-friendly.
Like, it's like a role-playing genre that's like turn-based crawl.
Kind of.
Like, it's
so
describing a
roguelites
game.
It's based on like you are dying a lot and you're constantly restarting, so it's always very short gameplay runs with like certain victory conditions versus like roguelikes that can be played like indefinitely.
Yeah, but they have so much longevity to that, which is always interesting to me because I feel like that model is so locked into being a premium game. Like the minute you introduce monetization to that, it breaks that model because the whole The whole model is just the ability to repeat. If you can pay to do it, at that point, you've taken away the grind. You've taken away the whole point of the game.
Yeah.
So interesting.
So interesting. Well,
the most.
Should we wrap?
Yeah.
All
games
right.
later.
Games later. Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And blue screen.